Welcome back to Bike Two Wheel World. Today, we are taking a detailed look at the 2026 Hero Glamour, a motorcycle that has built its reputation around practicality, fuel efficiency, comfortable everyday riding and dependable commuter performance. Before we begin, there is one important clarification. Despite the 100cc class description sometimes used for commuter bike searches, the current Hero Glamour is actually powered by 124.7cc engine. Hero MotoCorp lists it with a fuel-injected, air-cooled, 4-stroke engine producing 7.75 kilowatts at 7,500 revolutions per minute and 10.4 newton-meters of torque at 6,000 revolutions per minute. So, for this review, we are discussing the current 2026 Glamour specification rather than presenting it as a literal 100cc motorcycle. The reason the Glamour remains interesting in 2026 is simple: not every rider wants a huge engine, complicated electronics or an aggressive performance machine. Many riders want a motorcycle that starts easily, consumes relatively little fuel, feels comfortable in traffic, handles ordinary roads without drama and remains practical for everyday transportation. That is exactly where the Hero Glamour makes its strongest argument. At first glance, the Glamour has a familiar commuter bike silhouette, but Hero has given it enough modern detailing to prevent it from looking basic. The overall shape is slim and purposeful, with a relatively long seat, a sculpted fuel tank and body panels designed to give the motorcycle a little more visual character than a traditional entry-level commuter. The styling is aimed at riders who want something economical without making a major compromise in appearance. At the front, one of the most noticeable features is the LED headlamp arrangement. Hero also highlights a hazard lamp function and a stop-start switch as part of the current Glamour equipment. These features are useful because the motorcycle is designed primarily for real-world commuting, where visibility, convenience and frequent stops are part of everyday riding. The front section has a compact and reasonably sharp appearance. It does not try to imitate racing motorcycle, and that is actually part of its appeal. The headlamp, front cowl and surrounding panels create a clean visual identity, while the Hero badging adds a little extra premium character. The design is modern enough for younger riders but conventional enough for commuters who simply want a practical motorcycle. Moving toward the side profile, the Glamour becomes even more recognizable. The fuel tank has a sculpted shape that flows into the side panels, while the graphics and badging give the motorcycle some personality. Hero's current model uses its checkered stripe design language, and the 3D Glamour badging helps create a more upscale appearance. The proportions are also important. This is not an oversized motorcycle, so it should feel approachable for riders who spend most of their time in busy streets. The relatively narrow profile is useful when filtering through slow-moving traffic, while the 18-inch alloy wheels contribute to the traditional commuter bike stance. The rear section continues the same philosophy. It is compact, functional and designed around everyday usability rather than dramatic styling. The seat provides useful space for rider and passenger, while the rear bodywork keeps the motorcycle looking tidy. Hero also emphasizes the comfortable seat and practical ergonomics, which are important characteristics for a bike intended to be ridden regularly rather than only on weekends. One of the most important parts of any commuter motorcycle is the riding position. The Glamour has a relatively accessible seat height of around 793 mm, while ground clearance is listed at 170 mm. That combination gives the bike a useful balance between easy rider access and the ability to deal with ordinary speed breakers and uneven sections of road. The seat itself is designed with comfort in mind. For daily commuting, comfort can matter more than outright speed. A motorcycle may have impressive acceleration figures, but if the riding position becomes tiring after a long trip, it loses some of its practical value. The Glamour instead concentrates on a relaxed commuter-friendly layout. Now let's talk about the engine, because this is where the Glamour's real character becomes clear. The current motorcycle uses a 124.7cc, single-cylinder, air-cooled, fuel-injected engine. It produces approximately 10.4 horsepower and 10.4 newton-meters of torque, depending on how the specifications are reported. The engine is paired with a 5-speed manual gearbox. This is not an engine designed to deliver extreme acceleration. It is designed to provide useful response across normal commuting speeds. The relatively modest output means the bike is best understood as an efficient transportation machine rather than a high-performance motorcycle. Around town, that approach makes sense. You can use the lower gears when moving away from a stop, shift through the 5-speed gearbox and settle into a comfortable cruising rhythm. The engine's torque figure of 10.4 Newton-meters at 6,000 revolutions per minute gives it enough usable strength for ordinary city riding, while the 5-speed transmission allows the engine to operate more comfortably as speed increases. For riders upgrading from a smaller commuter motorcycle, the Glamour's 124.7cc engine can provide a useful step up in flexibility. It offers more displacement than a true 100cc machine while still retaining the lightweight, economical character expected from this category. The claimed fuel economy is another major selling point. Hero lists fuel efficiency at approximately 65 km per liter under its stated conditions. Actual mileage will vary depending on traffic, rider behavior, road conditions, maintenance and load, so that figure should be treated as an official claim rather than a guaranteed everyday result. That efficiency is exactly why motorcycles like the Glamour continue to make sense. Fuel economy can be more important than acceleration for a rider who travels to school, work, markets or other everyday destinations. A motorcycle that uses fuel efficiently can reduce the cost of regular transportation over time. Overall, the 2026 Hero Glamour is best described as a practical motorcycle with enough style and technology to keep everyday riding interesting. It focuses on what most commuters actually need and avoids unnecessary complexity. This has been Bike 2 Wheel World, bringing you a closer look at the 2026 Hero Glamour. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to follow the channel for more motorcycle reviews, new model updates, specifications, prices and detail-to-wheel comparisons. Until the next ride, stay safe, ride responsibly, and keep enjoying the world of two wheels.